Hi, this is an intro to Effortless IFS, or what is it that we're doing here? So, it's a celebration of everything that arises in us. In IFS, we call the passing weather, the thoughts, feelings, and sensations. We kind of label them as parts. It's like these precious expressions of our humanity. There's a welcoming of them all, an enjoyment, a celebration, a hearing, a meeting, and including. And where this can take us quite deep is the Buddhists will say suffering is only caused from resistance. And if we truly welcome everything, what's life like? And so we have three separate views or ways of kind of stepping into this relationship with what arises in us. Often we use this image or metaphor of the sky, that the sky is all like the sky is always here, right? But it just gets obscured by the passing weather, blocked by the weather, the clouds. But behind that, there's always the sky. And in IFS, we call that the self, the beingness. Whatever you find is this that doesn't come and go. Presence, awareness, kind of stillness, peace, aliveness, flow, ease, love, connectedness. Whatever that is, and then it becomes blocked by what we call these parts, the weather. And so much of the game becomes our relationship between this that comes and goes in us. Even right now, it's like what are the loudest thoughts that are there in you? Here, it's like, oh, how am I doing in this video? How long am I going to make it? Is it going to be helpful? What would be more helpful? Oh gosh, I'm really not so good at this. I should have a professional helping me. And then see, that's the foreground. Those are the parts. And then there's this that's always here. And that might be just a sense of a causeless okayness, a peace, a stillness, a presence, an okayness. Some of the spiritual people even describe it as a bliss, a light, a sense of connectedness. It's like, what's it for you? And then we play with this relationship. And and this isn't, I don't even like the word spiritual because what we're interested in is our humanity. Like, what's it really like to be you? What's it like to be inside of you? What's it like? What's it like moment to moment as you go to work, as you're with your family, as you're taking a walk? And that's what we become intimate with in this effortless IFS. And ultimately, it becomes a celebration of everything that arises in us. So the first thing we do is we we dive into this that we call self, the beingness. So each of us find our flavor of it, our flavor of this ever-present background, right? The spiritual traditions, they all have different words for this that describe it, but it's interesting. We look at finding it for each of us. Like, what's your default flavor of that? If you find okayness, if you find a sense of flow, if you find peace, what's your word for this? And so our first view is called riding the bike of being. What? Because it's like, remember riding a bike? We all learned how to ride bikes. Most of us did, right? And it was like the mind couldn't get us there. We could study it, we could read about it, we could watch people, but to do it, we had to learn it. We had to find it for ourselves, and we got to get on the bike. It's like, no, Dad, don't let go. I'm gonna fall on the bike. But then something happens. Eventually, something we discover this balance, this word balance. Like, what's balance? We find the balance. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, here I am. And then it starts to tilt, right? And this is the sense of, in this metaphor, it starts to identify or blend with a thought. It's like, oh, I got to do this right. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to turn. I'm gonna fall. Like the thought comes, or how am I gonna do this? Or I should do it differently. But then wait a minute, balance is here. We don't fall. Something learns, and then it starts to tilt again. Oh, but am I going to do this later? Am I going to do this if I start thinking about something else? If my attention goes, it starts to tilt, and then balance. We find balance. So the same thing can happen inside. This is what a lot of the spiritual traditions focus on. It's just this vipassana meditation. But meditation is also this, a sense of coming back to this. Byron Katie's work, Advaita, all the traditions, a sense of so many of them focus on this first view, which is We call it just this riding the bike of being. It's like the system learns to discern this, the sky from the weather. It's like, what's your word? Is it peace? Is it presence? Is it okayness? Is it love? Is it connectedness? Is it flow? Is it joy? Is it equanimity? Is it emptiness? And it learns to become intimate with this and as this. And again, it starts to fall, riding the bike, and then it's like, whoa, we've got the balance, and something learns, just like riding the bike. It's like, hey, mom, look, no hands, right? I used to love that. Like the big kids were doing that. It's like, oh, I can learn how to do that too. And the system learned, it just learned. So the same thing here. This is the first view. And so in this first view, we're really only interested in balance. Like in riding the bike, you're not so interested in what pulls you, has you lean, or when you fall. It's like to find the balance again. That's what we do here. So you could say there's even a loving indifference towards this that arises, towards the parts, to the thoughts, feelings, and sensations, because what we're interested in here. In some of the traditions, they stop here. We don't do that. And then once we become aware of this, then we go to the sense of resting as this, abiding here. And then there's a sense of welcoming everything that arises within us. And we call this one, we call this the Rumi's field. No, sorry, the Rumi's guest house. The Rumi's guest house. This is just a favorite poem of this I think a 15th century poet. And it was just the guest house, like everything that arises in us is our guests in our guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a meanness, a depression, welcome and entertain them all, right? It's like, what's it like to be this guest house, to be this space, this welcoming? And we notice the guests that come, the thought, oh, was this really applicable to me? I may not understand what he's talking about. This is kind of nonsense. I have my own way. Or oh, this is scary. I'm a little, I don't know. This is enough. I'm feeling it. This is enough of this video for now. It's like, just notice the thoughts. And oh, what am I having for lunch? Am I doing this right? All these guests. Can your space be big enough? Can you be big enough? This essence, this beingness, this self, this from riding the bike of being. Can this be big just to welcome it all? There's just a sense of welcoming everything that arises in us. Sometimes we call this the infinite hot tub. Okay? It's like the beingness, this love, this welcoming is an infinite hot tub. And everything that comes up in you, it just gets to soak in this love. That's why we use the word effortless in the work, because everything can just heal effortlessly as it soaks in the hot tub. And sometimes there's a sense of even seeing it as a stage. Everything that arises in us, it's almost like actors on a stage. And all of these, and then we're the space that everything arises in. And what is the space now? What is it for you? What's your word? Is it peace? Is it awareness? Is it presence? Is it emptiness? What is that? So this is the both and. This is what my friend who developed IFS, Dick Schwartz, is, because it is what his system is like. If you talk to Dick, he just loves everything that arises in it. And that's one of the reasons I use this model. I apply it of IFS because it's such a fullness of an embrace of our lives, of everything that's in us, everything that arises. Like again, as we're the Rumi's guest house, as we are this infinite hot tub, and there's just a welcoming, there's no resistance to everything that arises. What's that like? You see the yumminess of that, the possibility, the joy of life, the joy of it. And then we have a third view. And this is where, because we're trying to have these three views to kind of include kind of much of what happens in different healing traditions and different spiritual traditions. Like we simplify it into three views. And that's been my project, part of my project. And so this third view, we call it Rumi's field, where the sense of, it's almost like there's no longer a sense of like parts have the sense of contraction and want and preference, and then there's self, that's this beingness. And in this third view, this is when this beingness pervades everything. And in the spiritual traditions, they'll call this the joy of life, the dance of Leela. Everything is this beingness. There's just the unity, there's just the oneness, there's just love, which is lovely. We all know this, we've all touched this. We've all touched this different ways through beauty, right? Being in nature, the sense of a sunset. It's like separation disappears. There's a bliss. We know this, it's often in a honeymoon phase and being in love with your partner. There's a sense of that, and that comes and goes, a sense of this unity, this oneness. That's what we call the third view. Like this poet Rumi wrote about that and called it this Rumi's field. Beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in this grass, the world becomes too big to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make sense. We know this. We touch it. It's very beautiful. It's a peak experience for some. It's a sense of flow sometimes for athletes and artists. And we just include this. But but again, we include this, the three views, the dance of the three, and then we find, and none of these are really better, although I prefer not stopping at the first. There's a sense of a lot of the second view of just this enjoyment, this celebration of life. And then often it merges into the third view where everything becomes an expression of this. And that's where the joy becomes even more pervasive. And then we dance. And then we notice when we call it blending with a part, when we identify with a part. And then it's like, God, I need to do this right. I need to get this. I need to make more money. I need my job to change. I need my partner to change. And this is where suffering happens, right? We blend with that. But then we become aware of, again, the first view of self, this beingness, the riding the bike. The second view, from this riding the bike, everything is welcomed. So this voice, hey, I got to do something about my job. I got to change something. Oh my God, I'm sick. My body's not doing very well. These are all parts. These are all blending with them. And as we do the second view, this is the remedy. These are all remedies for this. They're remedies to find the peace, for what the Buddhists call the end of suffering. So how's that? That's a lot, right? It's like, wow, but it just becomes fun. But it's called Effortless IFS because, again, the play is that just as, for me, it was learning. So I love sports as a kid. I wasn't really, really good at any of them, but I could do with like a dozen different types of balls. I could do all these fun things because I just learned. It's like, whoa, swish, the ball is in the hoop. How did I do that? It's like it learned in play. And the same thing, even though this seems so kind of esoteric, it's like, oh, this is what spiritual people do. No, it's no more difficult than learning to drive a car. It's no more difficult than like, hitting a golf ball, hitting a tennis ball. Like when you play tennis, running up to the net and people are hitting the ball at you hard, like this is really scary, but something learns. It's like, whoa, no problem. It learns. Same thing here. It learns to ride the bike of being. It learns, something kind of opens up where it can just welcome and enjoy and include everything that arises. It just does. And we watch this. It's a capacity, and it opens in time as we play. We're just playing. We're practicing a sport together. And as we practice, we have glimpses of this third view where everything is this beauty. Everything is this love. It's like puppies. Or kindergarten playground, all we see is beauty and radiance. It just opens. It's play. So this is the effortlessness of it. And this has been kind of the prime directive of this work, this exploration for the last 5 years, is to find a way for this peace, for this healing of the system that's so much easier than what I went through. I did these things you see on television, these Vipassana retreats for 10 days, the Zen retreats, meditating, looking at a wall. And oh my God, a couple hundred sessions of IFS facilitation with these, and it was a lot of work. And I think it can all happen through play. And so that's playfulness, but in an adult way, right? That's been this exploration. That's what the groups are, and that's what I do. And I just want to end this with an invitation. If you go to effortlessifs.com, at the bottom of the new page, you can sign up to receive the invites to, I lead 3 to 5 free groups a week, and they're just fun. And it's a celebration. The idea is having it to be like a birthday party for each of us, a celebration of the beauty of how life is moving through us. Even if you come like, gosh, I'm so depressed, or I screwed up, or all I can do is hear this like should, I should have done it differently. It's all welcomed because it's all a celebration. And it's fun. We'll have some people that'll show up that are just resting as this love. And so they help hold the space for us, and it's just a celebration of you. And then we play. It's like playing as kids after school. We're out playing, but there's a a method to it all, in this play and this celebration and this enjoyment of each other. It opens up us up slowly to the enjoyment of everything that's arising in us, to the welcoming, to the sense of riding the bike of being and the enjoyment of all of our humanity. That's what we play with. And come join us sometime. All the groups are free. Most of this is just in service and celebration. And lastly, I love co-creating with people. If they're kind of colleagues that are doing something, it's so much fun as we do this together and learn from each other. And so I'm just ready to dive in if anybody would like to collaborate on something. And it's good to be with you today. I hope this was helpful. Bye.